me how to pay my taxes or use a checkbook, but I need to know the square root of the sum when I buy 194 avocados.
It bothers me to the core that I was in school learning about the Pythagorean theorem, and I know nothing about it. I'm credit score. Hi, I'm Brittany Weisburn. I'm the CFO.
I'm Abraham Osaba. I'm the CTO.
And I'm Narelle Bonder, and I'm the CMO. And we are here to present to you Adulting 101.
Now, Amanda sums it up for us the best. The concept of adulting is hard, and the current education system certainly doesn't make it any better, and that's why we're here to present a common solution to this common problem. That solution is Adulting 101.
Now, I know you guys are going to ask, what is Adulting 101 exactly? Adulting 101 is an app intended to make your life, your transition from dependence to independence easier. So, we learn how to do a variety of things in our app, just like real-life activities that you would normally never learn in school, how to do your W-2, how to do your taxes, how to learn how to properly dress for an interview, all things that you definitely do not learn in school. Now, we also recognize that each person learns at a different pace and a different style. I personally cannot learn without watching a video. Some people cannot learn without watching a how-to tutorial or written out. So we appeal to all. So here is our promo video.
That was a little overview of what Adulting 101 is, and now we'll go into the actual specifics and go through the app itself.
So we did survey 60-month students, and out of the 60-month students, we found that 88% of students do not know how to fill their own taxes, 42% of students do not know how to fill out a W-2, 50% of students do not know how to dress professionally for an interview, and 100% of students say they've never learned any of this at an interview, in school. So our target market is young millennials. So we were wondering how we would appeal to young millennials. So we decided to create an app. Since the app industry is growing, and it's growing exponentially, as you can see, it's $77 billion dollars of revenue.
So here's a little bit about our app. Here's the homepage when you open up our app, how it would look. You see there are 4 different sections. We make it easy because if we want to appeal to millennials, and we know the concept of simplification is very appealing to millennials. So here you see our video section. Here you can actually watch the how-tos of how to do your taxes, or a basic introduction to how to do your taxes, interview prep, all different kinds of things. After you watch your how-tos, we can then take a quiz to test your knowledge to see how much did we learn from the tutorials. Here we think it's important to meet our team to see which credible people are actually teaching us. So we have our Meet Our Team section here to see where they came from, what school they attended, and what experience they have. Now also something else too that appeals to millennials is the concept of reward and incentivizing what you're actually doing. So that's why we have a leadership board here. Anytime you watch a tutorial or do a quiz, you get points. And then you can see where you rank amongst other Adulting 101 users.
Alright, so a little in-depth of what our app entails is we have the Budgeting 101, and this, when you click on this, it's going to teach you step by step on how to work on a budget and how to create your own personal or professional budget for yourself or even for your company that you work with. We also have the basic interview prep package, and this includes guidelines to write a good cover letter, a resume, and even how to prepare for an interview before you step in there. So we're not only even getting you through the first step of the interview, we're actually preparing you for the interview and even after the interview. And also we have an icon for Press for Success. So this icon, when you click it, you can decide which dress is appropriate for which occasion. So if you're going to an interview, you have to wear level 3 with the jacket or a suit and tie. And every occasion calls for a different dressing. So we have specific dressing for specific occasions. And also the last one, we have a reading credit score. So most people in school don't know how to read, interpret, or how to maximize their credit score, and we have tutorials to help you with that. So, and also we have the quizzes section where after you watch these videos and after you apply them in your life, we have this fun game that you can just play, and we see how you do in the game of credit scores, how you do in how to work on income tax, and also in interview preparations. And then we have a leaderboard on that. So this is our team of millennials who have graduated from college and have been successful in the business world, and they're working with us to help incorporate this what they did to become successful into the college students. And also it's really helpful that we have some seasoned professionals to be on our team, and we're paying them to work for us, helping us to reach out to the college students and prepare them for the outside world after college. Also on the leaderboard, so after you play the game, we have a leaderboard where you can see your score and where you rank. And after every month, we have a winner. And we're looking into the future to partner with companies like Staples, Men's Warehouse, or New York & Company to sponsor this program. And so anybody who wins, they can get a coupon or a discount into the store to be able to buy office supplies or nice jackets from Men's Warehouse, so that they can better prepare themselves for the real world. And our main marketing stream is going to be on social media, which is basically free for us. So I know everybody here has at least a phone or a laptop or a technology gadget, and I know almost everybody here has is a member of one of these social groups. Therefore, just one click or one like or one share is going to reach out to an unlimited number of customer base for us. So this is going to be easy and free advertising for our products. So our first competition is going to be the Khan Academy, but then the Khan Academy focuses mainly on basic math, science, and things that are actually being taught in school. But then our app, it's mainly focused on after school, what you want to do in the real life, how to face the real world ahead, job interviews, the stress of managing a job, and also a professional life, how to be professional after college. But then the Khan Academy is just teaching you basic math skills, science, which I'm not saying it's not very important. It's important when you're in school, but after school, you need to be able to get the real experience and be ready for interviews and stuff. And our next competition is going to be the Resume Mobile Pro, and this is actually a very good app. But then the Resume Mobile Pro is only focused on resumes, on how to build a good resume, and it's actually a good app for if you only want to write resumes. But then our app focuses more on resumes, cover letters, budgeting, and even after you get the job, how to be able to get a loan or pay your debt or do your taxes. So we are actually a general app, not just focusing on resumes.
Now, in terms of pricing, we planned out a couple of different pricing strategies, and ultimately we feel it's best to partner directly with universities for this app. So the concept of an on-campus package would include student access to the app, as well as campus representatives for tech support. Now, so we currently have it priced at $5 per student per year. Therefore, the university will incur the expense. Doing various pricing testing, we noticed that students may not be in the sense that they might not be willing to pay a subscription for us, so we feel that it would be best for the university to incur that expense. So here's an example of Rutgers, New Brunswick. They have 50,146 students per year. Charging them $5 per student per year would yield about $250,000. Now, a show of hands, how many of you think that $250,000 for this app is just a little too pricey? I certainly did too. But being the diligent CFO that I am, I did a little research on university financials. Now, I pulled the New Brunswick campus summary for their budget for the 2016 fiscal year. Now, you'll see here, no need to adjust your glasses or contacts. You're reading it correct. $1.7 billion in expenses. So, just doing a simple division of our proposed cost by the total cost incurred, you see that it's less than 1% of total expenses, which means that we are affordable for colleges at a proportionate rate. Now, we're currently partnered with 3 schools already, such as Seton Hall, TCNJ, and Apple and Monmouth. Totaling, each school totals 23,051 students. Charging them $5 per student yields about $115,000. The students who already tried our app gave us a rating of 4.7 out of 5 stars, and we're very proud of that. And 90% of the students used our app and claimed that it was helpful in their transition from becoming a dependent to independent adult, which is obviously our overall purpose. Now, we do have a lot of pending orders from bigger schools like Rutgers, Montclair, Brookdale, Stockton, Ramapo, and Rider. That totals 103,000 students. Combining that with the students that we already have is 126,000 students and the potential to yield $631,000. There's only one problem with that, and that problem is capital. Is money. So that's what leads us to our offer. Valuing our company at 6 times our profit margin would yield us at $1 million for Adulting 101. That's why we're asking for $300,000 in exchange for 30% equity. Our investment will be used to hire those credible on-campus representatives in order to help accommodate those campuses. But more importantly, considering that we're college students, we're asking mentorship from seasoned professionals in order to help expand our business.
So we're going to be asking you, are you guys ready to join out, Mike?
So, we're going to ask questions and open it up to the panel.
You go to order, would you like us
You
to
just
start?
start.
So, you did market research on campus, right, 60 people, you said? Is that correct?
Yes.
And it seemed like there was a high level of people who said that they had not learned these skills. I'm just curious, did you ask them if you had an app available, would they be willing to purchase it? In other words, not learning the skills is one thing, but would they spend money themselves personally, forgetting the school buying it for them? Would they have spent money for an app that might have helped them with their skills? Did that ever come up?
Right, so in the actual survey, we asked 10 questions about taxing W-2 professionally and interviews. And we did include a question that said, would you like to learn how to do these activities more in an app? And they said yes. So we had roughly over 50% of students say that they would download an app, saying that they would like to learn more.
I think we could just all.
Just
You let me go first because I was the one.
No,
I was
you're the
very
smartest one in the
biased.
room, that's why.
Focusing on the business model, right? It sounds like you spoke to the students as far as them testing the app and using it. But if they're not going to be the one paying for the app, then follow up to Lynn's question. But sounds like your plan is to go to the university professionals. Did you talk to any of the university professionals about buying what sounds like is a subscription model?
In terms of appealing to the university, I feel that it's the university's purpose to appeal to the students. So when we did speak with the representatives at the college, we emphasized that our overall brand is to appeal to millennials. And while we are appealing to millennials in the sense that yes, it's fun, yes, there's a leadership board and you have a chance to win prizes, they are learning something and it's educational in that sense.
Right. But, and just as a follow-up, if I'm a university professionals, and each year, there's a lot of fanfare around raising the tuition and so on, which says the expenses that you noted, billion plus in expenses, if they had extra money, they wouldn't have to raise the tuition each year, correct? So obviously they're allocating, they're making decisions about where to allocate the money they do have, correct? And if they're the ones who have to shell out $250,000 in example of Rutgers, what makes you think they're going to do it, especially assuming the assumption is for all 50,000 students each year, many of whom probably may not use your app?
I believe that the main purpose of the colleges is to make sure that their graduates are able to get jobs after college, because it also boosts up the level of the ratings of the school. Because you have, like, I take the Subway stuff and I see the advertisements of colleges saying, oh, 80% of our college graduates get jobs like 1 month or 2 months after college. So I think our app, which is preparing you for interviews after college, is going to be a very essential tool for this. They're going to be very interested in partnering with us, since it's going to help the graduates be better prepared for the afterwork.
Using that argument now, what's stopping, what is your counter to the college doing their own course with their infrastructure they've already paid for and not even needing to use your app? How do you counter that to the investment community that they're investing?
I think we're innovative. I think the concept of going on and the leadership and the quizzes and all of that stuff, and it's the concept of everyone can use it, it's universal, we have credible people using it. Personally, I know that a lot of us on campus don't have time really to go maybe to career services, and that's how we present our solution to that. We can log on to the app. If I have an interview tomorrow, I can watch a quick tutorial, know exactly, boost my confidence a little bit, and be on my way, as opposed to just going to a class on campus.
So I have a question. When you looked at the numbers on the campuses, I think you said 50,000 for Rutgers perhaps?
Yeah.
Did you assume the full student body?
Yes.
And why do you think freshmen, sophomores, and juniors? I guess when I was listening to this, I was seeing the potential possibly for seniors who are poised to enter the world, as opposed to a freshman who's probably figuring out, how to get through a weekend without being hungover Monday morning for class, and they're not thinking ahead. So what are the realities that this would be 4 years of students, as opposed to, again, I think about it with Rutgers, maybe something for seniors looking, to see what we're gonna have to do to function in the real world. Tell me a little bit about why you think we should have it 3 years, and if that's reasonable as far as assumptions you've got.
I think preparation is the major key in succeeding in everything. So if you prepare early, you have a major advantage over most people in life. Therefore, if you're a freshman and you are exposed to this app, then at least you know how to dress properly to an interview. And even by your sophomore year, you should be starting taking internships and applying for summer internships and summer jobs, just to get the experience, because after you graduate, the colleges are not looking for, the companies are not looking for people who have no experience, because they're looking for people that have actually done internships, that have years of experience. Maybe not too much, but a little bit of experience on the business. So therefore, being a freshman or a sophomore and actually using this app to get internships, even if it's non-paid internships, it's going to boost your resume after you graduate from college, and it's going to help you be more successful after college.
And speaking from personal experience, I got my internship that I'm currently in as a freshman. So especially being a freshman coming in from high school, I really didn't know, and I wanted to jumpstart into the business world quick and right away. So I feel like I would especially use this app as a freshman, knowing that I'm young, I need a quick reminder of how to do stuff, I need to be taught the basics. So that's why I feel that it is useful for a freshman to use.
Sounds like you're talking a lot about career services, so it's the new world approach perhaps to career services, because we know a lot of students that go over there. But you're not talking about anything else. You said taxes, but not really returning the taxes. And what else would there be on this app? Because it sounds like it's gonna get tired pretty quickly.
No, we keep updating it per year as to how their business world is going. It's changing because there's developments and improvements basically like every time as when the things being enhanced every day. So we are also keeping up with the technological side to make sure that our app is up to date. And career services is kind of getting a little old model because it's just the same thing. You go there, they give you like a resume or like really how to write a cover letter. And most people after college, they're like, it really helped back when I was in school to get internships, but it doesn't really help much after you graduate. So our app is actually there for you, like not just to get a job, but even after you get a job, how to do your taxes, how to like account for your own financial budgeting and stuff, and how to get a loan, and how to read your credit score and interpret it and be able to maximize it to the best of your ability.
What happens if the Khan Academy or a site like that basically takes your business model and creates their own operation? How does that affect your business? Or how do you compete?
Well, the Khan Academy is only created for students that are in high school through certain years in college. We learn how to do math, science, history, all the subjects. That's what Khan Academy is made for.
Current.
Current.
I'm asking a hypothetical. What if they decide that this is so important to augment career services division, which is pretty much on most universities, and create their own version? How do you compete against that?
We are patent pending right now, and also we have the concept of partnering with the universities. I think sets us out from, makes us a difference from the rest. As opposed to a student just logging on and downloading our app just finding it on there, we're actually partnering with the university itself.
So you're patent pending just so I understand, what are you patenting? Because what's the, I guess, to have a patent, you need to have a novel idea that's never been thought of before. What is the patent?
Protecting the concept of preparing for the real world. So the concept of learning these life skills outside of school.
Okay. I'm sorry, let me just ask just before, you're asking for $300,000 in capital. What would that be for? How would you plan to use that?
That would be to pay our expertise while working on tutorials to make sure that the tutorials are the best quality and are the best that are out there. And also that is to also improve our app and also keep up to date with the advancing world.
And the marketing would be entirely through social. So if you're marketing through social media, how would you get university administration? Because I doubt they're going to make these decisions based on Facebook.
Right. Well, also going back to the equity itself, the $300,000 will be used to hire the additional credible on-campus representatives who would actually be going to the campus itself, speaking to them and trying to get them to partner with us. So we do have pending orders that we're trying to fulfill, but we just can't do that with the limited resources that we currently have. So that's what the $300,000 would be used for.
Talk a little bit more about the scalability aspect, in the sense that if all 50,000 students at Rutgers decides to use your service, you're now getting $250,000 a year. How will you, and it sounds like there was an aspect that they can reach out and talk to a human with respect to, I don't know, how to dress properly or answer questions and communicate. How do you scale it so that you're able to handle even a fraction of 50,000 students reaching out all at once? And what you're receiving is $250,000.
So yeah, that's why the investment that we're looking for is going to be used to hire experts to be on call to handle these situations and also to make sure that our app doesn't crash when we have like overflow of students using it. So that's why we are asking for the investment to expand the app to accommodate all the demands that 50,000 is going to be.
So how much would you pay these experts or this staff?
They're basically getting 60,000 a year.
If we, well, we.
So that gets you roughly 4 people.
So,
and
right.
handle-
We figured if we hired 50,000, we'd be able to hire 6, and we have currently 9 schools. So what that means is, they're not gonna be going to the schools every day. They'll be going there on not a weekly basis either, a couple of weeks. So it doesn't necessarily have to be one person designated to one school. So we're able to have one representative going to different campuses.
You're talking about partnerships with Men's Warehouse and some of the other companies. How much are you charging them to get on the app? Because for companies who are trying to reach millennials, we all know that that's a hard target to reach. It seems like you should have an income stream from getting these corporate partners. To build on what Lee said, in the P&L, where does that come in? How much are you projecting to charge these corporate partners?
We currently aren't partnering with them. That's our goal once we, in terms of expansion. It's ultimately our goal when someone is ranked #1 to be getting a gift card or something, some kind of incentive from this company. So that's ultimately our goal. We do have a plan to expand nationwide. Starting off in New Jersey is our first step, and expansion from there would ultimately lead to partnering with different companies.
So how customized this is, I'm thinking about the dress component, and clearly this is a need for students graduating looking to move on to the real world. I mean, I think there's definitely that gap, especially if college, the career services isn't filling it. I think you've identified something. But I feel a little bit, based upon what you said, that this is kind of a blanket approach to it. So for example, if I was going to interview on Wall Street, I could see that what I was probably a suit and very, very conservative. The flip side is if I was going to Apple, Google, it might be, you wear a suit and they throw you out, you wear jeans. I mean, how are you gonna really customize this to make it relevant for the specific industry and your company? I mean, that includes the resume, they want to get very creative, they want less creative. Is it realistic that you could do it on this, as opposed to simply kind of going on websites that exist and finding out about Apple, if you're interviewing at Apple, here's what we need to know. So I'm trying to kind of put together that need for the different ways that companies might.
Yeah, I understand. So like we were discussing about this after, and I was telling my mates that you have the CEO of Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg, and anytime I see him in the picture, he's wearing a t-shirt and jeans. And I'm telling you, so like if someone is actually looking for a job in Facebook or a tech company, they're not going to be looking for someone, unless maybe you're going for their highest position or something, they're not looking for someone who's wearing it. They're looking for a creative guy who is young, just like crazy mind with innovation. So it's all about where you're going and what you have to present. So let's say you're going to Wall Street, you want to wear tie-up suit with a good tie, look good and look professional. But then if you're going to a tech company, you want to look innovative, creative, or like you want to be in the young side, the crazy generation, the ones that are actually ready to take risks side. So that's when we're going to set up a specific, we're going to put them in groups. Like if you're going to interview for a government job, you need to wear a level 3, like a jacket or something, you have to look presentable. But then if you're also going to a technological company, then we're going to identify with companies and their traditions and how they dress and how their CEOs look and what they expect from their employees or people that are trying to get a job. And then we're going to group them into different groups because most companies have specifics for what they want for their tradition. So we're going to look for the similarities and then put them in specific groups, and then we're going to go from there.
It's a good idea. That's a good idea, no doubt about it. It's definitely addressing the need. But the monetization of this is the problem one. I would not want to invest in a company unless I saw a more clear path to how you're going to make money. Because there are a lot of apps out there, and we could test that with more technology. They're great apps that you guys will use, not making money. So you really have to attack the fees. I think universities are not going to pay that. I like the way you try to argue with it, it's very smart. But knowing the way that the state of academics in this country, they're either going to try to do it themselves, or they're going to just basically have another business partner larger than come in, advertise on campus, and provide the service. So what I would suggest is maybe think about hitting up your colleagues in the student body $1 a month. If, you know, maybe you tap it, as Lynn said, senior year, and then you start managing the partnerships that you're talking about. Get alumni involved. But, you know, colleges are mainly entrusted with teaching their students. And when they branch out into this area, I know, for instance, Lee School, Princeton, hires a local chef from this area to teach a class at Princeton on how to have table etiquette, where to put beside the spoon and fork, how to order. So they're already doing that. They've been doing it for years, and that's going to be your competition. So I would suggest in your presentation next time for the investor group, you attack how you're going to attack the competition. Because it's happening already, and you're hitting up a body of institutions that are cheap as could be. Because all the money wants to go to professors and not to things like this. You've got to figure out a way of making it beneficial.
Okay, Sharon, so now, final hour, are you in or are you out?
I'm out for now, but I will be in if you solve the problems I just addressed. Yeah, I think that's why we're here. We're just starting out, so we're looking for not only investment in your money, but also to invest your advice and your experience. So that's also actually why we're here, because if you only get your money, we might not be able to we might be able to use it wisely, but then not maybe how you would use it if you were developing this app. That's why we want to partner.
Let me give you my advice. I got a free t-shirt.
That's what, yeah.
I want my daughter to get one of those $60,000 a year jobs on campus as a student rep. But yeah, I mean, I think you've got the seeds of a really interesting idea, given the gaps that you've identified. I'm not sure that it's really for the whole campus. I'm not sure it's for every university, a la Princeton. I can tell you I never had anybody showing me how to use my school. But, it may have to be much more customized. You may decide maybe the community colleges don't have the type of career centers that Monmouth has or that. So I think if you could make it more actionable and compelling to especially the college administration, are you able to take any costs out of their system by offering this? Can they have one less speaker come in to talk? I mean, I think if you could just bring it down to something that was a little bit more detailed in terms of what campus is, why, and what was going to be the proposition to the administration. I personally like going to the administration because I think trying to attack it a student at a time, above a student, you're going to go nowhere quickly. I mean, that's, have to have huge quantities of students. I would go after the administration. I would try to think a little bit more about what would be in it for them. Could they flag it with possible applicants? Could they take some cost out of their own system? So for now, I'm out of it, but, visit down the road if you get there.
And I'm actually a combination of what Lynn and Tony said, because it's a great idea, great concept. Obviously, it sounds very a necessity these days. But my concern is on the business side, the business model, how scalable, whether it is scalable. $60,000 goes very quickly for each person, and if you're talking about trying to service a large number, some of the dynamics of the reality of the cost versus what you can deliver becomes very difficult to support. So right now I have to say I'm also out, but again, I like the concept. My concern is there's going to be a lot of competition. The Khan Academy is a good one, and you may know that that's backed by Bill Gates. So if they decide, organizations like that decide to get in, you're out of business overnight. So those are the main concerns. I need to see a little bit more buy-in from the actual administrators saying, oh yeah, I think you buy into this, versus Khan Academy. It sounds like you got very good feedback from students, but if they're not paying, it's a whole different ballgame.
I'm sorry, this is not my area of expertise, so I'm out.
But I have to say, we threw a lot of tough questions at you.
Yeah,
Right
this
from the
was tough.
get-go, we were hammering, and you guys handled yourself really well and really poised. So I give you points for appearance and delivery. It's very
I
interesting.
mean, that's what this exercise is all about, guys.
Yeah.
It's about not being able to be prepared and
Yeah.
how you deal with it, on your free app. And you did very, very well. It's tough.
Good job. Thank you.